I had a friend named F.C. Collins, dear friend. He was a brother, basically, and we were in a band together called Wire and Wood back in the day. And he was an interesting guy because he could talk about anything. He could talk for hours about anything. He's really an interesting person. Really great with language, great with metaphor, and unusual humor. He was writing with a couple of people in Nashville. He was really frustrated with it. And he would come out of the writing appointment. I'd say, how'd it go, Fritter? And he'd say, I played cordwood to his blast furnace. And then another day he'd come out and say, how'd it go, Fritter? And he'd say, guys' songs belong in boat supplies at the anchors. Then he'd come out another day and I'd say, well, you look okay today, how'd it go? And he said, he was a pretty good foil for sanity. Anyway, that's how he spoke, and he was just an endlessly entertaining and wonderful guy, and he's gone now, he's not with us anymore, but we wrote this song one night. We were hanging out on Wendy Waldman's porch when she had a house in Tennessee, and we were drinking red wine and working on this song. It was about 8 o'clock in the evening, and all of a sudden this amazing meteor shower started. It was just, we were looking at the horizon basically, and they were just scattering, falling through the clouds. And he said, we should write a verse about those meteors. So the second verse of the song says, a shooting star streaks across the southern sky, somewhere a love must be dying. I watched one fall on the night we said goodbye. Old brother wind heard me sighing. So we kind of created a little mythology that didn't exist before, and he was big into that. He kind of lived bit of mythology himself. But the interesting thing was we finished this song and I made a demo of it, and my friend Paul Kraft played it for Tony Rice, again, that name I dropped earlier, and Tony cut the fire out of it. It's on his Native American record, which is just an amazing record. And the record has influenced a lot of bluegrass people. Young bluegrass players just lived on that record, grew up on that record. So one night, I got invited to David Bromberg's house for David's birthday party, and my wife and I went with Larry and a couple of other folks, and I turned to my wife as we were walking in. It was snowing kind of strangely, just blowing, dry snow was blowing down the street, and I said, this just feels like something strange can happen here. So we went in, and we're hanging out, and talking to a bunch of people, and there are some great bluegrass pickers in there, and they're just kind of jamming around the room, stuff, bluegrass songs. And all of a sudden they started picking a song, and the introduction went like a... And I'm thinking, wait, they stole my introduction to the song. That's incredible, right? And then they started singing, and they started singing the first line. A cold night wind sweeps across the prairie floor. And I went, oh my God, they're singing my song. This is nuts, right? So I got done. They got done. They did a beautiful job on it, and they got done. And I'm sitting in the corner like, don't call me. I don't want to say anything. And my wife jumps up and she goes, my husband wrote that song. And they said, really? And Bromberg says, where is he? Where is he? And he sees me, pulls me, get up here, get up here. And he got me up here to sing my own version of the song. So that's what you're going to hear. There's a little bit of weird magic about this song that I just love, and that's the story behind it. A cold night wind sweeps across the prairie floor. No one knows where it's blowing. It calls my name and it beckons at my door. Tells me it's time I was going. It's a lonely journey I begin. I'll be a brother to the wind till I find love again. Oh, brother wind, my long lost kin, It's good to have a friend here at my shoulder with a little time to spare, till I find love again. A shooting star streaks across the southern sky. Somewhere a love must be dying. I watched one fall on the night she said goodbye. And old brother wind heard me sighing. It's a lonely journey I begin. I'll be a brother to the wind till I find love again. Old brother wind, my long lost kin, we both know how life has been. It's good to have a friend here at my shoulder with a little time to spend, till I find love again. Yes, it's good to have a friend here at my shoulder with a little time to spend. And it's good to be a brother to the wind till I find love again. Till I find love again. Till I find love again. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.